Right now, as you listen to this, you are clinging to a pain that drags you down. You think about her constantly, wearing down your heart with questions. Will she come back? Should I reach out? This emotional turmoil is a prison of your own making. Each moment spent in doubt and longing is a moment stolen from your life. You are not alone in this struggle. Many have walked this path, trapped in a cycle of hope misplaced. But you have the power to break free. This segment will show you how to stop waiting for her return and start reclaiming your own life. Let go to grow. I want you to pause right now and comment, "Let go to grow" below. Write it. Own it. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. Now, let's face the uncomfortable truth. Staying in the pain you know means you are letting fear dictate your steps. You need to understand that the past is gone and the future is uncertain. But your present? That is yours to command. You can choose to walk away from the shackles of your own heartache. Prepare yourself for what's next. It is time to confront the reality of your situation. Because the first step in your journey starts now. The trap: why waiting is suffering. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. They wait. They cling to hope, believing that the next call, the next text might change everything. But here's the truth: waiting is suffering. It is the slow poison that seeps into your soul. Let me take you back to the ancient city of Rome. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, faced battles on two fronts: external enemies and internal doubts. He often wrote about the art of resilience in his meditations. In one reflection, he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What he meant was simple. The only thing you can control is your response to life. The past is a shadow you cannot change. The yearning for what was is a weight that only pulls you down. Think about it. When you wait for someone else's decision about your future, you surrender your power. You become a puppet, dancing on strings controlled by someone else's choices. You might think that hoping for her return is a sign of love, but often it is simply a refusal to confront your own needs, your own growth. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means your reaction to waiting is the real issue. It's not the absence of her that causes your suffering. It's your attachment to her, a choice you make every day. Now, let's get concrete. Here's your action. Right now, grab a piece of paper. Write down 3 things that you have been waiting on. Maybe it's texts, calls, or a sign from her. Now, next to each item, write down what you can do instead. How can you pivot? What can you reclaim? When you're done, take a breath. Feel the weight lift. You are taking control. Most people stop here. Do not be most people. You have to act. You have the strength to break the cycle. Each moment spent waiting is a moment lost. It's time to reclaim your life by stepping into the present and choosing your own path forward. But knowing this alone is not enough, because there is something even more dangerous lurking beneath the surface of your waiting. The shift: embracing your independence. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. They think recognizing their power is enough. But it's not just about knowing. It's about doing. Embracing your independence is like stepping off a tightrope. You feel the rush of freedom, but it's terrifying. You may feel alone, but you are far from it. Think about the story of Marcus Aurelius. He ruled an empire, yet he often found himself isolated, reflecting on the weight of his decisions. He was surrounded by people, yet he sought solitude to understand his own thoughts. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This is key. Marcus understood that true independence comes from within. It's about taking charge of your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately your actions. When you stop asking if she'll come back and start walking away, you are reclaiming your life. You are no longer defined by someone else's choices. You are defining yourself. Now pay attention. This is the real lesson. Independence is like a muscle. It requires training. Your action right now is twofold. First, you must identify what independence means for you. Write this down. What does being independent look like? Freedom to make new choices? The ability to embrace new opportunities? Second, start small. Commit to one action today that reinforces your independence. It could be reaching out to a friend, focusing on a hobby you've neglected, or simply taking a walk without your phone. Feel that power. Each step you take reinforces your autonomy. But there is a catch. Most people stop here. They refuse to let go of the past. They cling to memories as if they are anchors. Do not be most people. Seneca once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." It takes courage to step away from what no longer serves you. You have to confront the fear of the unknown. It's easier to wait for someone else to choose your path, but that leads to stagnation. It leads to bitterness. When you embrace independence, you open yourself to possibilities. Now, take a moment. What will you choose today? Your independence is your strength. Carry it with pride. But remember, knowing this alone is not enough. Because there is something even more dangerous lurking beneath the surface of your waiting. Weapon 1. The 30-day no-contact protocol. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. They think they can just wish their way back to happiness. But that is a delusion. What you need is a plan. A strong, focused plan. This is where the 30-day no-contact protocol comes into play. The first step is clear. Cut all ties for 30 days. No texts, no calls, no social media stalking. You may feel like you're losing a part of yourself, but in reality, you are gaining back your life. Think about the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus. He said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This wisdom emphasizes the importance of reflection over reaction. In these 30 days, you will not only be silent externally, but also internally. This is your time to listen. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to yourself. Reflect on what you truly want. You are giving yourself the space to heal, to understand who you are outside of that relationship. Use this time wisely. Journal about your feelings. Explore new interests. But understand this. This next part may make you uncomfortable. Good. Growth happens when you step outside your comfort zone. During this no-contact period, you might feel lonely. You might feel tempted to reach out. But every time that urge hits, pause. Remind yourself of your independence. Remind yourself why you initiated this. Remember, you are not just waiting for a return. You are building a stronger foundation for yourself. Now, if this is hitting different right now, do one thing for me. Hit that subscribe button. Not for me. For the version of you that needs this reminder next week. Let's continue. Each day of this protocol is a step toward reclaiming your power. It is a commitment to yourself, a commitment to define your own happiness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Use these 30 days to build that strength. Take action on your independence. As you move through this period, set specific goals. Create a vision for your future. What do you dream of achieving? Write those dreams down. Every time you feel weak, read those statements. Let them ignite your fire. You are not just waiting. You are preparing. You are becoming stronger and more resilient. But here is the part nobody talks about. You must hold yourself accountable. Check in daily on your progress. Ask yourself if you are falling back into old habits. If you are, adjust. Make changes immediately. When these 30 days are over, you will not just be waiting. You will be transformed. You will have taken significant steps toward the life you want. Every moment of discomfort is a brick. You are laying the foundation of a new you. And remember, this is not just about the other person. It's about you. You are reclaiming your narrative. You have the power. Prepare your mind for the next chapter. You will come out of this stronger, more self-aware, and ready to take on the world. Now, take a deep breath. Start this journey with intent and conviction. Weapon 2, the Freedom Framework, Redefining Self-Worth. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. They tie their self-worth to others. They seek validation in external approval, and this will keep you shackled. Understand this. Your worth is not defined by anyone else's opinion. You are not a reflection of someone else's feelings. This is where the freedom framework comes alive. This framework will redefine your self-worth and help you break free from dependence on validation. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This means the way you think about yourself shapes everything. Imagine a soldier on a battlefield. He has the enemy in front of him, but he also has a choice. He chooses to control his response. He chooses to fight valiantly, regardless of what others say. Now, let's bring this to your life. Your battlefield might be a relationship, a career, or a personal goal. Yet, the enemy is the same: self-doubt and the opinions of others. You must learn to redirect your focus inward. When you do that, you ground yourself in your own sense of value. Your self-worth should be a fortress. It is built on your actions, values, and the goals you set. So what do you want? What do you value? Take a moment and reflect. Are your actions aligned with your inner worth? Start by writing down 3 core values. These are your pillars. They support your sense of self. When you make decisions, ask yourself, does this align with my core values? This question becomes your guiding star. Most people stop here. Do not be most people. You need to reinforce this framework daily. Each morning, remind yourself of those values. Reflect on them. Engage with them in your actions. And this isn't about self-absorption. This is about empowerment. When you define your worth, you walk through life with strength. This is where the real transformation begins. Now pay attention. This is the real lesson. It's not just about writing values down. You must live them. When you face challenges, come back to your list. Let it ground you. Let it remind you of who you truly are. This is not merely an exercise in self-awareness. It's a battle cry for claiming your identity. Ask yourself this: what do I deserve? Write that down. Your answer matters, and that answer should reflect the truth of your being. If this is hitting different right now, do one thing for me. Hit that subscribe button. Not for me, for the version of you that needs this reminder next week. Start today. Redefine who you are on your terms. You are not a product of someone else's desires. You are a force of your own design. This is your life, and you are the author. But knowing this alone is not enough, because there is something even more dangerous. Weapon 3, the emotional shield, building resilience. Now here is where most people completely fall apart. You've taken the first steps. You've defined your values. But without resilience, those values can be shaken. Life will test you. It will throw challenges your way. And if you are not prepared, you will falter. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. His life was filled with battles, losses, and endless pressures. Yet, he didn't crumble. He wrote in his journal, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." What does that mean? It means that adversity is not something to fear. It is an opportunity to build strength. Every challenge can be a lesson. Every setback can be a stepping stone. Consider a modern example. Imagine you just lost a job. It feels devastating. But what if you used it as a moment to reflect? What if you took that setback and asked yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I come back stronger? This is the essence of resilience. It is about facing your struggles with a mindset that sees beyond the pain. So let's break it down into actionable steps. First, identify your emotional shields. What protects you during tough times? This could be your support system, your values, or your coping strategies. Next, practice gratitude daily. I want you to write down 3 things you are grateful for every single day. This simple act helps shift your mind from what you lack to what you have. Then, build on your discomfort. When you are faced with a challenge, instead of running away, lean into it. Embrace the struggle. And finally, reflect. At the end of each week, take a moment to review your experiences. What went well? What could you improve? These steps will strengthen your resilience. They will build your emotional shield. But here is the part nobody talks about. You must also learn to detach from outcomes. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is critical. You cannot control life's events, but you can control your reactions. This is your power. Now pay attention. This is how you start to master your emotional state. Imagine facing a breakup. Instead of obsessing over whether she'll come back, shift your focus inward. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? This shift will create a powerful emotional shield. It allows you to walk away with dignity. And with every step away, you become stronger. Remember, resilience isn't just about enduring pain. It's about forging your character through trials. So tonight, before you sleep, write down one recent challenge you faced. Reflect on it. What did it teach you? This is your roadmap to resilience. But knowing this alone is not enough, because there is something even more dangerous. The final word, walking towards your future. Right now, you are standing at a crossroads. You can either remain stuck in the past, waiting for something outside of yourself to change, or you can take the brave step forward toward your future. The choice is yours. You have the power to determine your path. The lesson isn't just to react. It's to act with intention. Stop asking if she'll come back. Start walking away. Each step you take into your future is a declaration of your strength. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, staring at the horizon from his tent. He faced countless battles, but he understood that his true fight was within. He wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of Stoic wisdom. The moment you decide to walk away, you reclaim your power. You refuse to be a puppet to the strings of doubt and fear. Instead, you become the master of your fate. But here is the part that will sting. Many people will cling to the hope of a return, thinking it brings comfort. It does not. It keeps you chained to an outcome that may never come. Now, let's make this real. Picture yourself waking up every day, carrying the weight of uncertainty. You scroll through memories, hoping for signs that she will return. You are wasting your time. Shift that focus. Instead of questioning her return, ask yourself, what's next for me? How will I grow? Imagine the freedom that comes from this mindset. You can invest your energy into your goals, passions, and dreams. Your future is waiting for you. Take action tonight. Write a letter to your future self. Describe the person you want to become. What challenges will you overcome? What victories will you celebrate? As you write, feel the weight lift. This is your commitment to growth. This is your path forward. Make no mistake, walking away is not a sign of weakness. It demands courage. It is the ultimate act of self-respect. So, embrace this journey. Own your strength. Remember, every great warrior had to leave the battlefield at some point to prepare for the next battle. Your future is bright. It's time to walk toward it. Subscribe. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And I will see you in the next one.